Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sipping and Selling
with Joey Chanel.
Hey. Welcome back to another episode of Sippin' and Sellin'. Today we have reality TV royalty in the building. A man who has withstand all the challenges of his life. And he is here today to talk about everything else that he doesn't talk about on all the millions of podcasts that I've listened to him on at Sippin' and Sellin'. He is an entrepreneur. He is a very nice, humble man that I just met recently, and he's recently been named the shittiest golfer in Palm Beach. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Johnny Bananas to Sippin' and Sellin'. I brought him a little gift in honor of his new title to add to his collection of funny hats.
I've never been given so many gifts coming on a podcast before. I got a cup.
That's right.
I got my bananas over here. I got a Christmas came early this year.
And you're going to get a lot of booze. I know you're not drinking today, but I'm going to gift you booze.
I did a lot of drinking this weekend, that's why. All right.
So you can add this to your collection of funny hats. Your shittiest golfer hat.
I'm actually going to wear this. I will actually wear this to I got another golf tournament coming up here next month.
Oh, man.
Back in the motherland, back in Palm Beach.
I love it.
So I'll 100% be rocking this.
Well, I'll be looking for it. I was curious why you didn't have a turkey hat on this weekend.
I did.
You did?
Are you joking?
I missed it.
I'm not sure. You obviously don't. You obviously don't follow me on Instagram because I wore a turkey hat for all of Thanksgiving.
Okay, so maybe I missed those posts.
Yeah.
What else were you doing this Thanksgiving weekend? Did you have family in town?
I was stuffing a lot of turkeys.
That's silly, but you didn't answer. I hope you weren't doing that around family.
No, yeah. So my dad came to town. My dad and his wife and their dog came to town. They're from Central Florida, so I had them staying with me. The Rents. Right. And then we did a Rumble class. So I own Rumble Boxing right down the street. Can't wait for you to come. Check it out.
I'm gonna come. I know. I told Johnny when we met recently, I'm not a boxing fan. I'm not anything fan of exercise, to be honest. I just make myself go.
She goes, I'm not,
to be
I'm
honest,
not a fan of any type of exercise.
I just am not. I exercise my mouth here at the podcast studio. And my husband used to fight. We told you this.
Yeah.
He's a fan. He's been trying to get me to go. And listen, I did when you first came out. I showed up, but you were supposed to be there.
Okay.
And you weren't.
Yeah. That happens.
So
I travel quite a bit.
I did a Irish exit and left because, again, I feel like you either have it in you or not. I've listened, like I said, to a lot of podcasts to make sure I didn't ask you the same questions. I like to be unique.
So you said you either have it or you don't, but you never even tried it. So how do you know if you have it or not?
Okay, so I've tried it. Pre-wedding, definitely got into it.
Into working out or boxing?
Working out.
Okay.
But I found that it's obviously your diet. I was younger then. That was a lot easier to drop the weight. I was with a personal trainer, which helps motivate me, right?
Have you ever done group fitness?
So I've done HIIT. I've done whatever. I think my issue is, and what I'm doing now, I worked out today. I have a personal trainer.
Give it up.
Bianca. She was my trainer again for my 40th. It's usually like when I have something coming up. It's not like a lifestyle choice. I know that's a lifestyle choice for you.
It needs to be. You know why? Because health span is more important than lifespan. And the only way you could live forever, or not forever, but you can live to your old. But the problem is you want to enjoy living until you're old. And the thing is, once you hit, it's not even 40, it's 30, 35, your body again starts going backwards in the wrong direction. And it takes, like you said, twice as long and 3 times as much input to get the same output as you did before. So, I know this all too well just from competing on competition shows for the past 20 years. I'm competing with guys that are half my age. The last show that I did, I was in a room with 3 Marines that are in their 20s.
Wow.
I was the only one who wasn't. So, and that's what I credit my ability to continue doing that is fitness, but also peptides, which we can get into a whole discussion about that. But those are honestly the cheat code to life. So it's all for cellular regeneration. At this point, any edge I can get to stay fit and live forever, I'm gonna do. But again, my dad always says this: good habits are as hard to start as bad habits are to break. And if anybody knows how hard it is to break a bad habit, starting to take care of yourself, to exercise, to eat well, to can't say not party a lot because I still do that, but I feel like I have a good balance in life. I feel like for all the partying I do, I've got a lot of sedentary and healthy stuff that I do as well. But, there's only one way that's going to happen, and that's if you take the step to do it. So.
Yeah. I'm not motivated like you are. Maybe it's where I grew up. Like I grew up in New York, and I feel like you're a product of your environment. Half the year you're freezing and it's cold and you're like locked inside your house. And back in the day, we didn't have all the fun tools and online classes and that sort of thing, but also a product of your environment. I'm assuming your dad liked to work out or someone was healthy. You grew up in LA, right?
Yeah, Southern California, yeah.
So,
well, it's part of, here's the other thing for me. For me, exercise is as much about my mental health and my mental well-being as it is for my physical. Obviously, when you feel physically fit, okay, you just have a more positive outlook on things because you look better, things fit better, you feel better. But for me, what's even more important than that is what it does for my brain. And exercise is there's only 3 things that you do that your body releases serotonin and endorphins. Mm-hmm. And can you think of the 3 things? Well, you already know exercise is one.
One is not PG.
Which is?
SEX, baby.
Yep. Sexy time. And then what's the third one?
All right, so exercise, sex, and I don't know.
Eating.
I was going to say eating. Okay.
And the reason is because your brain is rewarding you for doing those things because they all are aimed at keeping you healthy or continuing human civilization, right?
Right.
Or whatever, fucking procreation.
Right.
So working out is one of those things where no matter how many times you do it, it's better than any drug because you're always going to get that head high after you do it. And that's your brain rewarding you for being healthy. And for me, it's like no matter what I'm going through and no matter how I'm feeling when I walk through the doors of my boxing studio or of a gym in general, I know that when I walk out, I might not feel 100%, but I'm going to feel 100% better than I did going in there. Right. And with the lifestyle that I lead and the insanity that I have to deal with all the time, I mean, I'm constantly like burning the candle at both ends and I'm spinning so many different plates and I do live a very stressful lifestyle, but I always find a way to put exercise in there again it really is, for me, it's better than any prescription drug or anything you could be on. It's so that's why I do it more than anything. So
right. And I'm going to give myself a pass because I have kids, right? So I have built-in exercise happening.
A lot of people at our gym have, you know what I'm hearing from you? I'm hearing a lot of excuses. This is what a lot of people do.
I'm an excuse giver.
I'm telling you,
You're going to have to convert me to the boxing realm.
No, this is the thing. It's so funny how many people come into the studio and they'll have 10 reasons why they can't do it. And it's like every single one of these reasons, there's not, dude, my business partner, Lauren, she's got 2 kids. Half our members, that not more than half, have kids and jobs and all this other stuff. And it's like, but what you have to realize is for you to be a better employee, a better wife, a better mom, a better whatever. If you want to be at your best and you want to be at your full potential, the healthier you are, mind, body, and soul, the better you're going to be in each one of those categories. And again, the only way to do that is to, take care of yourself. So.
Right. I love it. See, that's the serial entrepreneur in Johnny there. He's pitching what he does best. He is the brand. I feel that if anybody doesn't know who's listening, and this is why I wanted to have you on the show, because majority of the audience that listens to Sippin' and Sellin' are from the liquor business, beverage alcohol space. We do have some fans that are just friends of mine and that sort of thing, but majority of the people in my industry are 50 and older. They're male. And that's why I started this platform, was because we have a lot of chicks in this world. Nobody knows them.
We do have a lot of chicks in this world.
And a lot of the girls in the industry sell wine.
Oh, you're talking about in
my spirit.
In the liquor world. I thought you meant just in this world. I'm like, yes, there are a lot of chicks in this world.
Of course. You're like, yes, that's very profound.
A lot of chicks in the liquor world.
Yes, in the liquor business.
Well, that's a great business to be in.
It is. So I thought that it'd be fun to have you on here because...
But we're talking about liquor, like alcohol.
Yes.
Okay.
Behind you,
liquor?
my friend.
I don't even know her.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah,
you guys are so funny. See, I love the cheese,
inappropriate.
Though. Listen, we love
that guy sounded a lot like the guy that did your intro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He also sounds like your producer, too, Mr. Podcast
He does, dude. Yeah. You mean from the Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast?
Yes, the Death, Taxes, and Bananas.
All right, so we got a lot of chicks in this world.
Yes, in the liquor business.
Yep.
So I'm assuming majority of your fan base is female. So they probably know.
77%.
Okay. So they probably know who Johnny Bananas is from the challenge. And MTV, like I said, he's royalty. And I say that because when I think of MTV, I think of you. I think there's only one other person that maybe people would put in your category. I would say Pauly D, right? I think he capitalized on his platform.
100%.
But anybody else, there's nobody else. It's like if you weren't on MTV for TRL doing a music video, nobody knows who you were.
Rob Dyrdek did pretty well for himself as well.
True.
I will say this, though, all right? And this might just be me putting on my tinfoil hat or my golfing putting green hat, my conspiracy hat. I'm pretty sure that Rob probably helped some MTV execs bury a body or something. I feel like, you know what it was? I feel like maybe it was because there's no other reason why for ridiculousness to have been 99.9% of MTV's programming. When, you had shows like The Challenge, why didn't you show reruns of that?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I was like, maybe it was after the VMAs, a late night party, they went out, someone died. And he's like, you know what? I won't say anything about this, but you need to put my show on all the fucking time and never tell anyone why you did it.
And that could be true. Listen, we'll go on a Reddit thread later.
I think we should.
I'm sure there's
we start it?
We should.
Yeah,
we should start the rumor.
It's called circular reporting. We'll plant the story and then we'll report on the story we planted.
I like that.
And then we'll just see if it takes off from there. We'll just do full podcast episodes about Rob Dyrdek burying bodies with MTV execs.
Yes, but don't come for us, guys, because freedom of speech.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Whatever.
But yeah, so Johnny, listen, you have, like I said, you've been on a million podcasts. I didn't want to ask you the same questions, but I do also want to fill in the gaps for people that don't know who you are.
You can ask me the same questions. It's easier for me that way.
No,
it's easier for me that way. You know why? It's this might become
muscle memory.
This might be hard. This might, and for you and your lady, all the ladies out there.
The ladies.
This might be hard for you to believe, but I have no game anymore.
Oh, no shit.
But you want to know why? It's because I'm so used to for so long. When I go out, it's I don't have to because someone will recognize me from TV, and then it's I just go into autopilot mode because all I have to do is just talk about the show, whatever, and it's that's the only conversation. Going up and approaching a girl and hitting on her, it's I don't know what to fucking do anymore.
He's my name is Johnny Bananas. They're like, what?
I'm ChatGPT. What do I say to a female? But no, so yeah,
that's okay. You listen, I'll give you a little more credit than that. Yes.
Thank you.
For those of the people that don't know who he is, he's being very humble, which is what I loved about you when I met you. Because of course, I'm sure a lot of people come up to you and think they know you because they watched one episode or every episode. And I think that's annoying for people. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. In my world, like I said, there's some bigwigs, there's some famous people in the liquor business, owners of distributors or big brand names. And it always feels like people want to be your friend because they want something out of you, right? And that's very hard to decipher and differentiate between the authentic people. But we met at a charity event that I usually just donate product for. And this year I attended. It worked out with my schedule. And you were so kind. I went up to you because I said we have the same producer.
Yep.
And that, I wanted to introduce myself. And you were very kind and you were very fun. And you obviously like to be the life of the party. And I was curious why you attended a charity event like that in Palm Beach. Was it just because it was something close to your heart? Is it because you're here in Boca now? Because we're talking about the wellness space, right? There was some golfing going on, as we talked about, but there was a lot centered around wellness. I spoke on a panel about wellness, and you're talking about these peptides. So I'm curious, did you have, I'm assuming, the entrepreneur hat focused and driven as your reason to go, or was it something else?
So there's a few different things that happened with this situation. I wasn't even slotted to go to this event until about a week prior.
Oh.
So I work with a company called Maven, and they shout out Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Yeah. They basically are a platform to connect brands and influencers or celebrities, whatever. So this was one of the events that they were a part of and that they were sponsoring. And it was something that I was reached out to about a week before, and they were like, dude, would you want to participate in Big Papi's golf tournament? I'm like, the kind of question is that? Of course, dude. I grew up David Ortiz, Jose Bautista, Johnny Damon. Like, I mean, these were like some dude. I mean, Ja Rule was there, Josh Booty. Like, these were all players, dude. Ray Lewis that I grew up with. I mean, it was like, do you want to go and golf with these guys? I'm like, absolutely. And if on top of that, like, the money that we're raising is going to go to, giving heart transplants and heart procedures to, these children in Dominican Republic. I'm like, I mean, where do I sign? Right. So, and the fact that I would have flew across the country for it. The fact that it was in West Palm Beach was just, just kind of a convenient situation. But it was an amazing experience. And everybody there, I felt like, was so cool and so chill. And it was just such a great, just collaborative effort with brands and celebrities and athletes. And what I think is cool is you bring all these people together, and usually you have athletes or celebrities that want to get compensated or want to get paid for their time.
Yeah.
Right? You can't do anything. The fact that like everybody that was there on their own accord, and again, traveled from far and wide to be there. And then you have people like me that donated $5,000
to golf with yourself.
To golf with myself. And everyone's like, dude, why'd you do that? And I'm like, well, I didn't want to be left on the board just for my own ego. I'm not going to fucking, I'm like, no way. I want to get chosen.
Trying to bid on you, but you didn't pay attention
No one was bidding on me. I had to bid on myself.
Okay. Tony and I had our paddle up, but your back was to us. And then whatever. It's fine.
No, the way I saw it was like, I'm like, dude, this is by creating a spectacle at this event, I also now am able to save a child's life, dude.
Yes.
So I mean, I just thought it was obviously a win-win. And then the fact that I, in addition, got to get paired up with Josh Booty, who we ended up becoming fast friends on the golf course, and just getting to know him and just getting to know everybody there. But again, like. And then it just so happens that the biohacking, as we like to call it, which is the peptides industry, it just kind of goes hand in hand with that. So I've gotten really deep into that over the past few years. I've been on peptides personally for like the last 3.5, 4 years, and it's what I attribute basically my ability to just keep up with the lifestyle that I have and recover the way that I do and still look as dashing as I do at 43. Yes. Not being married, not having kids, that helps as well.
For sure. I'm sure you get to sleep as long as you'd like.
As long as I'd like, with whoever I'd like.
But you also take care of yourself. Like I said, I listened. You love to pay attention to what goes in your body.
Yes.
You partake in a little partying here and there, but you eat very well. You work out, as we know. So growing up in California, that was always a part of your lifestyle, or did it? Okay. And then it evolved, obviously, when you got onto the challenge, because those challenges are very physical.
Yeah. So I grew up, my mom, I was born in Santa Monica, and a lot of people don't know this, but Santa Monica, California, is the epicenter for basically like all of the organic, like Santa Monica was the first place where they actually made like eating healthy, like mainstream. And they started a movement called the slow food movement, because there's fast food, which obviously is terrible for you. And it's about how fast can we fucking make this food and have it prepared in the largest portions and
cheapest ingredients.
The cheapest we can do. Yeah. Slow food's the exact opposite. Slow food is like, we want to take time in growing the produce, bringing it to market, and we want to have the best product out there. So my mom started the Santa Monica Farmers Market when I was 8 weeks old.
Wow.
So she started this farmers market program with the city of Santa Monica, and it started with like 10 farmers.
Nice.
And over the years she grew it, and it was over. I mean, now it's a juggernaut. It spawned all these other markets across the state of California and even across the country. And the Central Valley of California is where some of the best produce in the world comes out of. So this was the first time that you could actually bring it to market. What started happening was like restaurants, the food scene in LA like did not exist prior to this. And then once a lot of chefs then started like coming to the market and sourcing all their produce from there. So like this market just blew up. But I grew up eating only like the most, organic. You didn't even know, organic wasn't even a thing. Organic had to become a thing.
Right.
back in the day, everything was organic because all organic means is like it's non-GMO and it's not sprayed with pesticides. Back in the day, those didn't exist. But then as time went on and as you needed to put, again, bring crops faster and bigger and stronger, now you have to like spray for bugs and you got to make sure everything looks pretty. And you got to make sure stuff is available out of season, which it shouldn't be.
Right.
So they had to then start certifying things organic because this is the way of people being like, okay, this is actually like untouched. Yes, it's going to have some bugs in it. You might find a caterpillar or a fucking worm in it, but that's actually a good sign. I know people think it's disgusting, but if you like open an ear of corn and you find a caterpillar in there, you should actually be, that's like, okay,
happy.
This corn is so good that there's like, and it's not poison, so there's bugs in it. Anyways, I went way off track, but
No, that's okay.
I grew up
I'm into it.
I grew up eating like very healthy, but I just took it for granted. I just thought, I didn't know. That's just my mom brought home from the market all the time. It wasn't until I moved out to New York with my dad when I was living with him, and then I started eating just like normal store-bought produce, and I'm like, why the fuck does this apple not taste like anything? Why does this bell pepper taste like styrofoam? Like, why, like, everything looks pretty, but nothing tastes, this tomato tastes like shit.
Right.
And then that's when I realized it was like, okay, there is a thing to like, obviously not mass-produced, genetically modified foods, and then I've just kind of always, I just noticed with me, like, where I'm at, like, I know, because I eat so healthy. I make all my own food when I'm home. I try not to eat out because when I'm on the road, that's like my time to misbehave.
Yeah.
So when I'm home, I like to take care of myself and do as much as possible. And it just kind of goes hand in hand with, the rest of my lifestyle.
Right. Of course. It keeps you healthy and keeps you on track.
Keeps me balanced.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So that sounds like where you got the bug for being an entrepreneur. You watched your mom come up with this idea, and what did she sell there? Did she sell anything? Or
No, she just ran it. I don't think being an entrepreneur came from my mom. I think being an entrepreneur came from my desire to never have to get a real job.
Okay. Why? Who did you see have a real job that you were just like,
no, I grew up. No, I just growing up. Here's the thing. It wasn't about the jobs. It was about the people who were in charge.
Oh.
And one of my biggest pet peeves throughout my entire life, and this is going back to even when I was a kid, I hate arbitrary rules. I hate when there's a rule that is put in place, but there's no reason for this rule to exist.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what the rule is. If you can explain to me why it exists, I will potentially agree to follow it. But if you just have this rule that just makes absolutely no sense, and that's what I always hated about like corporate, like when I grew up, like, all the jobs I worked in, there was just arbitrary rules, and there were people that were put in power or bosses that should not be in their position of power.
Agreed, yeah.
And I'd look at them like, I'm smarter than you, I know more than you, but you kissed ass enough to get to where you're at. And the other problem is like growing up, and I still am, but like I kind of just walked to the beat of my own drum. I love to push the envelope. I like to be like mischievous. I like to kind of just like, it's never done it with ill will or malice. That's just how I am. And a lot of places you work, they want to like put you in a box and be buttoned up. And I was just never that type of person. So that's why I think reality television was like the perfect platform for me, because it's like they almost encourage you to be the most chaotic version of yourself. And I'm like, I found
Sign
home.
me up. Yeah.
So, and then just from being on reality TV, I created, the nickname Johnny Bananas.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I brought on TV. And then I did. It's not like I can't, as much as I'd love to sit here and be like, yes, I had this great marketing idea where I was going to go on as Johnny Bananas and I was going to create all this merch and shit. It's not how it worked. I just went on. I just didn't want to be John.
Right.
I wanted like something people remember me by. And then as it went on, I started making t-shirts, then bobbleheads and all this stuff. I realized people wanted to buy stuff with it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the banana just became such a marketable,
It's a pun. It's everything.
It's everything.
Peel back the layers of Johnny Banana. I mean, the episode titles I was going through, it was just so fun. But yeah, so you have merch, you have a website, you have Rumble.
I've got a cannabis line called Bananabis.
Nice.
If you're in Ohio.
Love that. When did you start that?
About a year ago. So we have gummies. So we started with gummies. We're going to be launching our vapes within I think by January, and then we're doing the pre-rolls and the because we had to find a strain of cannabis that has banana terpenes, which is very difficult to do apparently.
Okay.
I was like, can't we just like fucking... plant a weed plant next to a banana plant.
Right.
And
Throw
like,
some
that's
peels in
not
there in
how
the
it works.
soil. Yeah.
It's not how it works. It's very like.
Right? That makes sense.
It's not how it works. That's what I thought.
All right.
Can't we just like throw bananas
Yeah.
at the and it'll just like absorb the flavors?
1000%.
So it took us a long time to find the proper strain to do that, and it takes a long time then for that to grow and come to market enough where we can actually sell it. So I have my own cannabis line. Again, it's available at dispensaries throughout Ohio. We're expanding that to other states as well.
Love it.
On my podcast, as you said, I'm launching my own peptide company called Club Cheat Code because
Nice.
peptides are the cheat code.
Yeah, so I don't know what peptides are. I've done an NAD.
NAD is a peptide.
Okay, so that's what I was assuming. I've done that intravenously and I've
Yep.
done it in a shot.
How miserable was the IV? I know.
I've done it a couple times because I love IVs. As much as maybe I made you feel like I'm not into health and wellness, there were reasons for my excuses. I am an excuser, but with good reason. Okay, I'm gonna give you the excuses, and I'm gonna back up why.
Okay.
No bad rules. Okay,
right.
it's gonna just
No arbitrary rules.
Yes, you're gonna understand me a little bit better, but there is a lot of holisticness to me. I don't like medicine. Okay.
Give it up.
So I've always done IVs. I'm doing one Friday because I'm flying Saturday. That's just part of my lifestyle. And the woman who comes to my house talked about an AD. Why? A was because my mom she had dementia, and they had said they'd done trials with people with dementia and that it was helpful for the brain. And so I obviously don't want to develop it. I've done the test to see that I don't have the markers, but she also said it really helps you focus. And I found that watching that and all the stress of work and everything else, my focus wasn't there. It wasn't the same. And she's like, just try it one time. Oh my God, the first IV, I felt it in my body. It was like the Hulk coming through me. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I told you, I don't like medicine. So I was just like, oh, I don't like this.
Do you know how long did it last? You know, the IV?
Well, she put it in the bag with my other stuff.
You okay? Do you know how many like milligrams it was?
She gave me the lowest dose to start.
All right.
And I still was like miserable. And then so the next time she did the shot in my tush.
Yep.
And I felt like that was a little bit better because it just hit you and you're like donezo. But oh my God, the IV is miserable. I'm like, take it out.
The IV, I feel like you can, again, you could put more in it. And I just feel like when I do it intravenously, I feel like my body absorbs more of the NAD. So for people out there who don't know what NAD is, it's actually a B vitamin. It's a derivative. They basically take a B vitamin and they separate out this molecule that is the most crucial molecule for mitochondrial health. Okay. So as we age, and not even just as we age, just from lifestyle choices, it damages our cells, whether it's, eating crappy food, drinking, doing drugs, Wi-Fi signals, radiation, just all the shit that we are flying, everything that our bodies are just being bombarded with every day damages your cells. As you age, your cells turn over at a much slower rate because your mitochondria aren't as healthy, aren't as strong. So we produce NAD ourselves, but as we age, just like growth hormone, we produce less and less. So again, what NAD does is you're basically feeding your cells and you're feeding the mitochondria of your cells and helping them turn over at a faster rate. Theoretically, if we had enough NAD in our body, aging would just cease to exist. And you'd actually start doing like the Benjamin Button thing, aging in reverse. But I don't know if that's possible. It'll probably be super expensive to do that. But yeah, the healthier your cells are, and cells are responsible for everything. Like you said, it's not just brain. It's your eyes, it's your ears, it's your sense of smell, it's how fast you heal from cuts, it's your organs, it's everything. Everything in your body is comprised of cells. And the healthier your cells are, the healthier you're going to be. So NAD obviously is that's everyone should be on NAD. But then the other one, there's other peptides that they have now done. They're amino acids that are for specific areas that you want to focus on. So for example, I work out a lot. So I want, and as you age, again, you get sore from workouts. Right? When I was younger, I was working out 7 days a week. I was never sore.
I'm always sore.
Okay, so there's...
That's part of why I don't like to work out, but I push through.
So there's a peptide called BPC 157, and there's another one called TB 500. And these two together, they call it the Wolverine stack because Wolverine from the X-Men, that's what he does. He heals. That's his mutation. So if you take these two stacked on top, like as a combo, you're not going to be sore anymore because again, it's helping all of your tissue and your muscle and your connective tissue. people that have had issues with joints, tears, surgeries, that sort of thing, you can literally inject this peptide directly into the area where it was injured, and you will notice healing results like within days.
Amazing.
So they've now, the one that I'm on now, though, they've added a third peptide to this stack that's called GHK, which is the copper peptide, which is very popular on TikTok. It's called the glow peptide.
Okay.
So basically that's for skin and collagen.
Okay.
So if you take this stack, it's these 3 peptides, you will basically not be sore anymore and your skin will glow. So
I love it.
there's your sales pitch.
Okay. And what was the website again?
Well, we haven't launched our website yet. It's going to be called Club Cheat Code. We will be launching now. We have the website up. The problem is, I know once we go full scale, the demand is going to be exorbitant. So what we're doing right now is getting all of our shipping and fulfillment processes put in place, because I know we're going to run into supply chain issues.
Right.
With the peptides or with the, bacterial static water that you need to mix, whatever. There's a whole thing, shipping, all that. So we just want to make sure we've got everything. So right now, basically the way I'm doing it is just kind of like peer-to-peer, word of mouth. And even that has been a lot to keep up with. So
I'm sure it's not easy to just package up and do everything like that from the comfort
and
of
then
wherever.
there's people, and then it's explaining to people what peptides are, how to administer them, because you have to inject them.
Oh.
So that's the other thing, is like getting people past this fear of needles, when it's like, the needles, it's tiny. And people are like, well, why can't I do liposomal ones, which is like the
liquid,
Your body absorbs maybe 15-20% of that, because what you're doing by injecting is you're bypassing your digestive system. You're going straight into the blood.
Okay.
That's why you do IVs. When you do an IV, or you do it when you do it sub-Q, which is through the fat, you're absorbing 100% of what you're putting in. If you do it liposomal, if you do a shot or nasal, whatever,
a pill, whatever, you're
losing a lot of it. So,
right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting concept. See, I wanted to talk about things with you that maybe people don't know. I think that's really interesting, but even talking about that category, that makes sense in my field, because supply chain, if you lose the first, round and you're trying to gain the consumer and you're sold out, it's the worst.
I know.
It's the worst thing that can happen to you.
And the other thing is, the other thing with peptides is people, again, you can go online, you can find fucking 100 different websites that sell them, and for probably a lot cheaper. The problem is, now that peptides have become so popular, you need to be careful with where you source them from, because what a lot of people are doing is they're importing them from China, or getting them at, I don't even know where, some fucking lab that might not even be, or somewhere that is just putting white powder in bottles. I source from a lab out of California that is a compounding pharmacy that basically is what creates peptides for pharmacies. So all of the peptides they make have certificates of testing and purity, and that's something that, again, they just can't put out the same quantity if they're actually making them the proper way. It
goes back to what you were talking about with food.
Exactly.
Right. There's a method to your madness. Yeah. Okay, so your Bananas nickname.
Yep.
You have merch, t-shirts, hats, cups, everything. Did someone come to you with that concept once you were on TV and try to capitalize, or was this fully your idea right off the bat?
Again, I didn't come up with the name. My best friend / business partner, John, who's another John, came up with it. And it was done totally by chance. When I moved to New York, I think it was actually the last corporate job I had was working at Banana Republic.
No shit. Okay.
And I moved to Garden City, worked at the Roosevelt Field Mall.
Me too.
Where?
I used to work there.
Where?
I used to work at Sharagano. It was a boutique downstairs from the middle of the mall. Like when you come in through the entrance. No. Food court was back above
underneath Yankee Candle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was there.
Yeah.
And then I moved over to BCBG.
I remember BCBG.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I worked that's so funny. So what year did you work there?
2000. Like 2000, 2001.
Okay.
2002,
before me.
Maybe. Yeah. That was like the first job I got when I moved back to New York.
When
I moved to New York. Yeah. So I worked at Banana Republic. And I ended up meeting just this guy out. We were both 18, 19 at the time.
Right.
Out of like one of the fucking Hofstra bars. I don't remember. It was like Monterey's or McKeeb's or something like that. And we ended up just like bullshitting. And he's like, oh, I work at the mall. I was like, so do I. He was like, I work at Kenneth Cole. I work at Banana Republic. So then one day we like run into each other at the food court. And he's like, let me introduce you to my boys. So we go to Kenneth Cole. And like his entire friend group, all work, like 8 guys. They basically all worked there.
Nice.
Right? And within this circle of guys, there was 3 guys that were named Johnny.
Oh my gosh.
So then I came into the fray, and they were like, "All right, we're just gonna call you Johnny Bananas because I worked at Banana Republic."
Right.
So
Love
that's kind
that.
of how. So when I went, so that's the thing. So when I went on my first season of The Real World, but 2005. I mean, my real name's John, so it's not very, and not even like Jonathan. It's just
Right.
John. So I didn't want to just go on and be John. I didn't want to get lost. So that, I guess that's kind of where I had this like. It was almost like an intuitive like instinct to be like, let me market myself, or let me just distinguish myself or make myself memorable, because Johnny Bananas you're going to remember, John you're not.
Right.
But what I never intended on doing was then taking this name that I made on TV and then creating brands and, you know, and merch.
And you did it
all this
early.
stuff.
Like you were the original influencer. Nobody else was doing this.
Yeah.
Like you just took it and ran. I'm sure you've done everything under the sun. Maybe you had stickers or other silly
Everything.
things, you know? And why not?
Christmas stuff, Valentine's. I mean, I make
Yeah.
posters for Valentine's Day, mugs, pillows. Everyone always comes over like, why do you have a pillow of yourself like on your couch? And I'm
Why
like,
not?
It's from Valentine's Day. Like that's so like blankets. Like, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. There's definitely a demand out there for
I love that though. Why not? That's fun.
this
And
hat right here.
Yeah,
This-
see?
this- the rent free hat.
I love it.
This actually came from this past season of the challenge that I did, when I basically had the entire house, which is normal for me going on in the entire house wanting to get rid of me. And it was like, for the first 2 weeks, it was like everybody and their mother, they were all trying to basically get me out of the game. And it was everyone's goal to like send me in, and they were constantly talking about me. And my thing was like, I basically am living rent free in
your
all
head.
of your
Yeah.
heads. And as much as they wanted to deny it, if you watched the season back, I mean, that was, so when I got eliminated, I came out with
I love
the
it.
rent-free merch. And I like to capitalize on like, you know, things that
Yeah, of
happen on the
course.
show.
Why wouldn't you? If you're not going to do it, someone else will.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. That's hilarious. And it's also a little shady, which I love.
Yeah.
I love little shadiness.
I'm a big petty, I'm a petty princess.
All right, that's fine. And since we're being petty, let's play sip or spill.
Okay.
Okay. The way it works is you have to sip if you don't want to spill the answer to my question. Okay. It's simple enough. You've got it.
Okay.
You ready?
I got it.
Get your
We
cup
gotta-
in front of you,
We gotta
darling.
drink this. This is a really pretty,
Yeah, I got you a nice little rock in there.
that's great. But
I'm not.
how do you keep the bubbles out of it?
Ben knows my secrets. He'll share with you later. Okay, so my first question is going to be a little shady. What's one contestant you would never want to film with again?
One.
Okay, 5. Give me 3.
Okay, let's see. Who I would never want to film with again. Jordan Wisely.
Really?
Yeah, mainly because I mean, every time we turn around, the guy's too busy for the challenge, anyways.
Okay.
And, talk about biting the hand that feeds you.
What's he doing? Jacket still?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
No, I think he's a NASCAR driver now.
Oh, no.
He'll
kidding.
probably be doing something. He'll probably do something different next week, though. We'll see.
Interesting.
He's actually trying to create his own challenge. He hates
What?
the challenge and wants to walk away from it and does nothing but talk shit on the challenge. But now he's trying to create his own challenge. So
Oh, my.
I don't know.
God bless.
Let's see. That would be definitely number one.
Okay.
Who else? Do I not want to do it? This guy Jeremy from this last season. Not because he's a bad guy, just because I don't want to fucking compete against an ultra marathon runner. Sorry.
Yeah, why would you?
Sorry, Jeremy. I'll give you 2. Those are
That's
the 2 I
fine.
got.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I've got more questions. Okay, sip or spill. Craziest DM you've ever gotten?
Huh. Do you know what a cuckold is?
No. Should I? I'm married.
Fuck,
Should I know?
Then you should know. A cuckold is like a couple that wants to watch their significant other have
Oh,
sex
yeah, have
with
sex.
somebody
Right.
else.
Okay, so someone asked you to do that? Like a
Like
fan?
multiple times.
Holy
Like
shit.
I've gotten this text like multiple times, and I'm like, what kind of weird
Yeah.
fucking people? Like, what?
That's weird.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, if I'm even like dating a girl, or if like I'm even interested in a girl, like I don't want to think about, like there are certain guys that are like, oh, well, my friend used to hook up with this chick, or he hooked up with her yesterday. Like, is it cool? And I'm always like, no.
Yeah.
Like with my circle of, like with my friends, I've never been like that. Call me selfish or whatever. I'm like, but if I meet a girl and like I'm into her, I don't want
No.
to
Why are
share.
you watching? That's partially sharing for sure.
But I'm saying, like, and it's one thing if it's like, oh, it's some casual thing, but like you're married, like this is your wife, and you want to watch her sleep with like what kind of twisted
It's
shit
wacky.
is that?
But there's a lot of shows that highlight that. I think it's a thing. There was a
Like
Netflix.
swingers?
No, like on that show Sex Life on Netflix, that was like a thing.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
I'm not into it either.
No, fuck no, dude.
No.
And that's the other thing is I'm even thinking like this for me, it would be the most like, and then what enjoyment would the person doing the cuckold, not getting paid?
And then what? You like go in and you're
Like,
walking
what?
into Whole Foods and you see each other.
Like,
and you're
I'm
like,
good.
Oh, wink. Like, what the hell is that about?
Like I'm good.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think that was going to be your answer.
I mean, it's the weirdest thing I've ever been asked for.
That's good,
That
though.
and my fucking socks.
Your socks
Anytime, okay, so I have a photographer.
for OnlyFans feet.
I've worked with this photographer for like 11 years. His name's Eric. And he's gay, so he knows what, like, when we take pictures, he's always like, listen, like, your gay fans will love this.
Right.
And the first thing he said was like, your feet. He's like, take your shoes off. I'm like, why? He goes, you got beautiful feet, man. He goes, just have your feet be in some pictures. And I'm like, okay. So we did a couple, and then sure as shit, the amount of messages I got that was like, send me your socks.
Oh, man.
Let me have your old shoes. Don't wash them. All this shit. I'm like, oh my God, this guy was not kidding, dude.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I get a lot of, anytime my foot's in a picture,
you get over 1 million likes.
dude, well, or just some crazy DMs, dude.
Well, I hope they're banana socks.
No,
don't
those
have
are-
banana socks yet?
Those are dress socks.
Oh,
My banana socks are dress socks.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, I don't
as long
sell
as we
them.
have them. Well, what?
I know, dude. Every
Add it
time
to
I
the
turn
store.
around, someone's like, make dog bowls, make a leash, make fucking an umbrella. I'm like, okay, guys, like I gotta like kind of narrow my space down.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you open up to the public and you did a poll, I'm interested to see what the top choice would be for you to
me.
make.
New shit.
Yeah. We should do that later.
I
We'll see
mean-
what the number one thing is.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not a peptide, an injector, like the needle.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God, so funny. Okay. So sip or spill, Johnny Bananas. What was something they didn't show on any of your shows that you can share with my audience today that you think they should have shown?
We actually used to do a show called The Shit They Should Have Shown.
You did?
Yes, which
I
is
missed that.
actually a better episode than the challenge itself, because it's like, what you should have shown this.
Right.
Like, this is obviously good enough to make like, here's the problem with the challenge is a lot of times the stuff that hits the cutting room, the editing room floor is like the funny shit that fans actually want to see. Sometimes.
Do you guys get a say in it? Do
No.
you get to watch it before?
Hell no.
No?
What?
Ugh.
Do I have a say in it? If I had any say in
Mm-hmm.
how the editing went, I would have edited myself to look a lot better and a lot more competent over the years.
You think so?
Yes, 100%.
What about your other shows you've been on, like Traders? Did they ever let you?
I was there for a day.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I wish they would have let me edit that because I would have fucking edited Dan's ass right out of the show.
I like that show.
Yeah, well,
You belonged on that show.
I know. And I had my opportunity stolen from
It was
me
stolen.
by
Very
a
savage.
fucking. It wasn't savage. That was. That's not a savage. A savage move is like a blindside or like a backstab when you
Okay.
get someone to earn your trust and then you cut their throat.
Okay.
He would have done that. I would have been like, bro,
Respect.
you
Yeah.
know what? Fucking, you got me. You
Right.
fooled me. To go into an episode of a show where I have absolutely zero power, which you do as a faithful, and before I even make it to one fucking round table, before I make it to one breakfast, in like you murder me, not because I was a threat in the game, I was a threat to his like camera time or his like prowess of being like one of the Big Brother legends. When it's
Right.
like, why?
Yeah.
You play second and you fucking faked your own death? Like, who gives a shit? So,
I'm sure a lot of people are out to get you, though,
yes,
no matter what you
have
do.
you have no idea. Probably a bunch of people listening to this are probably
They're not going to be happy.
Well, it's not
okay.
they're not gonna. No, it's not they're not gonna be happy. I have a lot of detractors out there.
Yeah.
I do have. This might be hard for you to believe, but there are people out there who don't like me.
No shit.
But you want to know?
I'm shocked.
But do you want to know how I? Because people ask me, they're like, dude, how does it feel that people out there that hate you? And what I always tell them, and to like rationalize with myself, is not everyone liked Jesus either.
Oh, well, that's a big statement.
I know.
I like that.
And if I'm going to follow in anyone's footsteps, it might as well be in JC's, you know?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
JB. JB's coming for JC. Well, listen, Johnny, like I said, I have no idea. Okay, here we go. So, Johnny, I want to leave the rest of the audience with some things you learned along the way that maybe you made mistakes with in your entrepreneurial outside of the challenge, venture. So we talked about Rumble. Why did you get involved with that franchise? I hear you about liking to be physically fit and your healthy lifestyle. Why did you choose Rumble? Did you see it in New York and you liked the model?
So my business partner, John, and his wife, my business partner, Lauren, she took the first Rumble class ever.
Okay.
And they lived in Chelsea. She loved it, loved the brand. And it really is like, I'm not a big runner. I've never really been, to this day, even if I go on like a really pretty, I'm still like, running for me is still like, even if it's like outdoors in some pretty space, it's still like, it's like boring.
It's drag. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Boxing, I love because not only is it great full body cardio, it also teaches you coordination, hand-eye coordination, foot coordination, just how to move and also how to protect yourself. And it's a fantastic form of cardio. So I love that aspect about it. I've never was into boxing ever before I opened Rumble, and I absolutely love it now. And I find myself teaching people now.
You're going to convert me.
How to move, and that's the thing. When you first start, all you're trying to do is learn what the hell 6 punches are. What's a cross? What's a hook? What's an uppercut? What's a back uppercut? Whatever. Once you learn your 6 punches, we call them running the 6. Once you learn your 6 punches, then you actually start working on like technique and footwork. And it's fun because as the more you do it, the more it's like you really start fine tuning just how you move and stuff. So I think it's just good all around for like the industry that I'm in. But also it's just like we've created such an amazing community at our studio. It really is like, I hate to call it a cult, but it really is like a cult. Like the people that come, they're so dedicated to Rumble and to our studio in particular. I mean, we've had people who've had birthday parties and weddings. Half the people there are from Rumble.
That's cool.
I mean, we've had relationships start out of there. Unfortunately, relationships end out of there. I mean, some of the people that I'm closest with in Boca, because I moved here because we opened the studio here, are from Rumble. And it's like, but being there, I found a really cool podcast studio. And then there's also this podcast studio called Podcast Junkies.
Yes. Around the corner.
Yeah. No, but it's like the amount of people that I've met and I literally have created a whole new life for myself down here. And a lot of it, has all spawned from that studio. But advice I give people to opening businesses or doing always, and this wasn't from this venture, but other ones, always have an operator agreement in place. And even if it costs $10,000, do it. Because it's crazy how you'll go into business with someone, even if it's a family member or a really close friend. And once you have a disagreement, once money's involved, once shit gets tight, if you guys have difference of opinions, you guys will have this massive disagreement, this massive fight, and then this person will go from being one of the closest people to you to where you hate them. And if you haven't protected yourself in the beginning, you're gonna wish you did. So obviously, yes, make sure you have everything put
all
in
your
writing.
I's dotted,
Yes,
T's
T's
crossed.
crossed, yes.
Yeah, I hear you. I've had my fair share of those little sad stories too. But I think that's being an early entrepreneur. You learn. Because you do want to help everybody, and like you said, you're a nice guy.
And what you're gonna learn, I am by nature, but this world
is not,
and I've had to learn that. The hard way. That there are more dishonest people, and there are more people that are looking to take the easy way out and shortcuts and not do the work. Than people who are, and people that want to do the extra work and take on extra tasks and actually have a work ethic and actually try and make money the right way or just be good people. There's a lot of shitty people out there, and that's in relationships too. I mean, the amount of times I've heard people be like, "Oh my God, how can how could they do this to me? I don't understand how. And you want to know why that is? Because generally that's because you're a good person.
Right.
And this person is a bad person, and you aren't wired the same way. So what makes sense to you and what you would do does not necessarily mean that's what this person would do. There's so many people that lack. I'm an empath, so it's like I wish I wasn't as empathetic as I am, but there's a lot of people out there that lack empathy.
Yeah,
and so
for
they
sure.
don't put themselves, they can't feel like for other people, and they don't understand what this person must be feeling or what they must be going through. So, yeah, there's that as well. A lot of shitty people out there.
For sure. And if you want to have a brand like Johnny's that lasts this long, decades and decades, you have to take some risks. You got to make sure that, you're not afraid to go a little bananas.
Yep.
And to have longevity in the game, you've got to evolve. You've got to stay on brand, which your identity now I know is health and wellness first. And that's what's important to you. Yes, Johnny Bananas is a character, but how long is this going on, right? In 10 years, what else do you want to see as your legacy outside of the challenge?
So I started my own production company called Bad Bananas Productions. So that's what we're working on a docu-series based here in Boca.
Nice.
With Shed Media, the production company. They're the ones that do all the Housewives franchises. So, as of now, I'm a producer on that. So that's what I would really like to do. In addition to the businesses that I already have kind of in place, I would like to really transition to the production side.
I love that.
Of TV. Not that it's not like I'm pull and shoot on being in front of the camera, but being able to create and being able to, actually get credit for the producing that I do. Because make no mistake, every show that I do, I am an embedded producer.
Yeah, like I said, MTV's your MTV. That's what I identify it with, and I'm assuming from that comment you don't get that recognition.
Nope, never have, never will, and that's fine. I mean, I don't need their validation, because I have that validation alone based on what I've been able to do outside of that network. Because MTV, other than giving me, and listen, I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't do anything for me, because they did. They gave me my first opportunity. They gave me my first break. They gave me a platform. But what I did with that platform is something that really nobody else on my show, at least, has been able to do, and that is create all of this extemporaneous, all these other opportunities and a brand and a household name. That was not done by them. In fact, if anything, MTV prevented me and held me back from doing so much more that I could have done. I have the amount of hosting opportunities that over the 20 years of being on that network that have come and gone that I was never even asked to do is insane. And I've seen people who have been given hosting opportunities. I have more talent in I won an Emmy on my travel show.
Wow.
Okay, for hosting. And there's no other host that they have that at least that I know of that have won Emmys or have the notoriety that I do on that network. And it's just such a weird dynamic where it's like, instead of taking me, someone who has been loyal to the network for as long as I have and has done so much for that network and helping me grow, instead what they did is they put me in a box. And
which is what you don't like.
And they almost wanted to hide me and prevent me from being exposed to the outside world and given other opportunities. So I, for one, am not sad to watch that network dissolve right now. I love the fact that I now have outlasted and outlived them, and I'll continue to do so.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I blame Rob Dyrdek. It's probably his
No, Rob's
probably his fault.
No, he's another grizzled old war dog. Love you, Rob.
I'm just teasing. Whoever's out there that was pigeonholing Johnny Bananas, we thank you.
I know.
We thank you.
I know your names. I know everything about you. And you're not at the network anymore, and I still am.
Oh, well, there you go. There you have it. We're gonna leave it at that. Johnny, thank you for coming on Sippin' and Sellin'. I appreciate you doing that for me. And I hope that everybody listening learned about this amazing person, serial entrepreneur, Mr. Bananas himself. Please check out Rumble. It's here in Boca Raton.
Yep.
Rumble,
Rumble Boxing East Boca on IG.
There you go. We also want you to check out Johnny Bananas' website and follow his page on Instagram. It's The Real Johnny Bananas.
Nope.
What is it?
That's my website. Johnny Bananas.
Just Johnny Bananas.
Just Johnny Bananas.
Instagram. And please like and subscribe to Death, Taxes, and Bananas.
The only certainties in life.
That's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for checking in with me and Johnny Bananas and Sipping and Selling.
Yep.
Johnny, I'm going to leave you with one last thought. What do you want to say?
This is Johnny Bananas, the shittiest golfer
Golfer in Palm Beach.
in Palm Beach, signing out. No, I'm just kidding. Do unto others as you want done unto you. All
I
right?
love that.
Yeah, that's my creed in life.
I love that.
That and don't cook bacon naked.
And you're going to live rent-free in all these people's heads now.
Yes, I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye.